Chosen one, you didn't just happen to click on this video. This video was sent to find you. There's something you need to hear, something that will change the way you see what's happening in your life right now. By the time you finish watching, you will know exactly what you need to do to step into your breakthrough. But you must stay until the very end, because the final revelation is the most powerful of all. It is the missing key that most people overlook. Take the first step right now. 1. Hit the like button to declare that you are ready to receive this message. 2. Subscribe to stay connected to divine guidance. 3. Comment 888 to affirm that you are stepping into divine abundance today. We are building a prayer chain, a movement of collective faith right here, right now. Drop a comment below with one thing you need prayer for today. Then, reply to someone else's comment with words of encouragement. This is more than just a video, it's a movement of faith. Why? Because miracles happen when we lift each other up. When you share your prayer, others will pray for you. When you pray for someone else, blessings flow back to you. This is how faith in action works. Comment your prayer request now and be part of this chain of divine miracles. Many of you are carrying a heavy burden. It's not just a fleeting worry or a temporary setback. It's a persistent weight that presses down on your spirit, dimming your light and slowing your steps. It's the weight of your family history, the echoes of past hurts, the ingrained patterns of toxic dynamics that have become so familiar they feel like the very air you breathe. Think of it like an old, heavy coat you've been wearing since childhood. It's worn, tattered, and doesn't fit anymore, but you've become so accustomed to its weight that you barely notice it's there. Yet it restricts your movement, keeps you from feeling the warmth of the sun on your skin, and prevents you from fully embracing the freedom of movement that is rightfully yours. You look around at your life, at your relationships, and see cycles repeating with disheartening regularity. You witness patterns of pain, misunderstanding, and conflict mirroring generations before you, as if etched in the very fabric of your lineage. It's like watching a play where the same script is used over and over, with different actors, but the same tragic ending. You see the same arguments, the same hurts, the same patterns playing out, and a sense of weary resignation can creep in, making you feel like you're destined to simply repeat the past. And in these moments of weary recognition, you might feel profoundly trapped, confined by invisible walls built from expectation and obligation, believing with a heavy heart that who you are, who you can ever hope to be, is irrevocably and unchangeably a product of where you come from. It's as though your roots, meant to nourish and support, have instead become tangled vines, holding you captive in shadows not of your own making. Imagine a beautiful, strong tree whose roots are tangled around rocks and buried debris. The tree still grows, but its growth is stunted, its shape distorted, and it struggles to reach its full potential. This is how it can feel when your family history is holding you back. You're still striving to grow, to reach for the light, but those tangled roots are making it so much harder. Most people, caught in this intricate web of perceived limitations, genuinely believe their circumstances, the cards they were seemingly dealt at birth, dictate their ultimate destiny. They operate under the assumption that because they were raised in a difficult environment, perhaps a home filled with discord, criticism, or even neglect, surrounded by negativity that seeped into their very bones, that's all they are ever destined for. They become passive recipients of their own lives, waiting, perpetually waiting, for external forces to shift and align in their favor. They wait for their family members to miraculously change their ingrained behaviors, for the external environment to suddenly improve and become supportive, for the pervasive toxicity that has been a constant companion to mysteriously vanish, like morning mist burned away by the sun, before they can finally grant themselves permission to be happy, finally feel free from the invisible chains of the past finally dare to step boldly and confidently into their God-given purpose. It's like waiting for the weather to change before you can plant a garden. You can wait forever, but unless you take action, nothing will grow. You have the seeds, the soil, the potential for a beautiful garden, but you're waiting for the perfect conditions. Instead of creating them yourself, they are waiting for a permission slip from their past to live fully in their future, unaware that the power to grant that permission lies within their own spirit, within their own awakening understanding of their divine nature. They are standing on the shore, yearning to sail, but believing they must wait for the storm to pass, not realizing they are meant to learn to navigate through it, to harness the very winds that challenge them, to propel them forward. But what if I told you, with the unwavering conviction of spiritual truth, that you've been looking at it all wrong? What if the very thing you perceive as a curse, as an insurmountable obstacle blocking your path, is actually a crucible, a transformative vessel designed by divine providence to forge you into something extraordinarily resilient, profoundly compassionate, and uniquely purposed? Spiritual wisdom, echoing through centuries of enlightenment, teaches us with gentle yet firm reassurance that challenges are not arbitrary roadblocks placed in your way to cause suffering. Instead, they are meticulously placed stepping stones, each one carefully calibrated to elevate you to higher ground, to refine your spirit, to strengthen your resolve. Just like the exquisite lotus flower, a symbol of purity and enlightenment, emerges in breathtaking beauty from the murky, seemingly impure waters of the pond, your greatest strength, your most profound wisdom, your deepest and most authentic purpose can bloom unexpectedly and gloriously from the very place that feels darkest, most chaotic and most seemingly devoid of hope. Think of the lotus flower. It starts its life in the mud, surrounded by darkness and decay. Yet it pushes its way through the murky water, reaching for the sunlight, and eventually blossoms into a flower of exquisite beauty. Your life may have started in a difficult environment, but that doesn't mean you can't rise above it and blossom into something beautiful and extraordinary. You are not, emphatically not, defined or limited by your toxic family dynamics, by the hurtful words spoken or the damaging patterns enacted. Rather, you are actively being refined, like precious metal in the intense fire of a goldsmith's furnace, by the very fire of your experiences. Each trial, each tribulation, each moment of pain endured is not a random act of fate, but a precise element in a divine alchemical process, transmuting your struggles into strength, your wounds into wisdom, and your pain into a powerful, unwavering purpose that is uniquely yours to fulfill. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are a victor in the making, a testament to the transformative power of the human spirit, divinely designed to rise above, to overcome, and to illuminate the world with the brilliance of your hard-won wisdom and unwavering faith. It's time, beloved, to consciously and decisively break free from the invisible yet powerfully binding chains of the past, the shackles of limiting beliefs, and the self-defeating narratives that have held you captive for far too long. It is your divine birthright to step into the boundless power that is rightfully yours, a power that has been dormant, waiting for your conscious awakening, waiting for you to recognize and claim it as your own. Here are 5 transformative steps, each a key to unlocking your potential, to navigating your journey with grace and strength, and to consciously transmuting your pain into a powerful, purposeful life. Step 1. Recognize your divine identity. This is the foundational cornerstone upon which all lasting transformation is built. Your toxic family, their often unthinking words, their sometimes damaging actions. None of these external factors, no matter how deeply they may have impacted, you have the power to definitively define who you are at your innermost core. You are infinitely more than simply a product of your immediate environment, a mere reflection of the circumstances into which you were born. You are, first and foremost, and eternally, a cherished and beloved child of the divine, a spiritual being temporarily inhabiting a human form, imbued with immeasurable divine potential inherent in a strength that surpasses any external challenge, and an unwavering resilience that has been woven into the very fabric of your being. Your worth, your intrinsic value, is not something that must be earned through striving, not contingent upon achieving external validation, and certainly not dependent on anyone else's fickle approval or conditional love. Your worth is inherent. It is God-given. It is an unshakable truth that resides deep within your soul, regardless of the opinions or actions of others. Make a conscious practice, starting right now, to intentionally repeat this powerful affirmation to yourself, especially during moments of doubt or when old patterns of self-criticism begin to resurface. I am a divine being, a spark of the infinite, and my family's toxicity, their limitations, their unresolved wounds do not, cannot, and will not diminish my inherent worth, my divine essence, or my limitless potential. Begin with gentle persistence and unwavering self-compassion to consciously and consistently see yourself through God's loving and unwavering eyes. As unconditionally loved, infinitely capable, and unequivocally destined for a life of purpose, joy, and profound fulfillment. This shift in self-perception is not merely positive thinking, it is a fundamental realignment with your spiritual truth, a remembering of who you truly are beyond the layers of conditioning and external narratives. Imagine looking at yourself in a mirror that's covered in dirt and grime. You can barely see your own reflection, and what you do see is distorted and unclear. But that doesn't change the fact that you are there, underneath the dirt. Recognizing your divine identity is like cleaning that mirror, allowing you to see your true self, your inherent beauty, and your limitless potential. Step 2. Reframe your perspective. This step is about consciously choosing to shift your lens, to look at your past experiences, particularly your challenging family dynamics, not solely and exclusively as a source of unending pain and unresolved trauma. Instead, and with courageous intention, begin to reinterpret your upbringing, to reimagine your familial environment as a rigorous and often demanding but ultimately invaluable training ground. Yes, acknowledge the truth of your experience. It has likely been profoundly difficult, perhaps even deeply traumatic, leaving scars that may still ache. Validate your pain, honor your feelings, but do not allow them to become the entirety of your narrative. Simultaneously and with equal measure, recognize and celebrate the extraordinary resilience that was forged within you precisely because of these very difficulties. Within the chaos, within the conflict, within the seemingly insurmountable challenges, your inner strength, your unwavering fortitude, your capacity for empathy and compassion were not diminished, but rather meticulously and powerfully forged in the fires of adversity. Consider this powerful and transformative metaphor. Diamonds, those symbols of enduring strength and unparalleled beauty, are not created in gentle, nurturing environments. They are formed under immense pressure, deep within the earth, subjected to intense heat and crushing weight. Your challenges, the pressures you have faced, the trials you have endured are not punishments. They are the very forces that are actively shaping you, refining you, and molding you into something exceptionally precious, extraordinarily resilient, and ultimately unbreakable. Take time for quiet introspection. Ask yourself, with genuine curiosity and a spirit of self-discovery, what specific strengths, what unique qualities, what invaluable life lessons have I developed specifically and directly because of these challenges? What have I learned about the profound depths of human empathy, about the vital importance of establishing healthy boundaries, about the unwavering power of my own inner strength, my own unyielding spirit? By consciously reframing your perspective, you begin to reclaim your narrative, to transform victimhood into victory, and to recognize the inherent power and profound purpose embedded within even the most painful chapters of your life story. Think of a skilled martial artist. They don't become masters by practicing in a comfortable, padded room. They train in challenging environments, facing difficult opponents, pushing themselves to their limits. It's through these challenges that they develop their skills, their strength, and their resilience. Your challenging family dynamics have been your training ground, forcing you to develop inner resources you might not have known you possessed. Step 3. Release the burden of resentment. This step is not about condoning harmful behavior, nor is it about minimizing the pain you have endured. It is about making a conscious and courageous choice to liberate yourself from the corrosive and debilitating grip of resentment, anger, and bitterness. Holding on to these toxic emotions, nurturing grudges, and replaying past hurts in your mind is akin to consciously drinking poison drop by agonizing drop, and yet inexplicably expecting the other person, the object of your resentment, to suffer the consequences, to feel the pain, to ultimately be harmed. But the harsh and undeniable truth is that resentment, like a venomous serpent, coils around your own heart, constricting your joy, poisoning your present moment, and casting a long, dark shadow over your future possibilities. It only harms you, eroding your peace, stealing your energy, and preventing you from fully embracing the beauty and abundance that life is waiting to offer you. Forgiveness, and this distinction is absolutely crucial for true healing. Forgiveness is not, in any way, shape, or form, about condoning or excusing their hurtful behavior. It is not about saying what they did was okay, or that their actions were justified. Forgiveness is, at its very essence, a profoundly liberating act of self-compassion. It's about freeing yourself, setting your own spirit free from the heavy chains of bitterness and anger. It's about consciously and intentionally cutting the invisible, yet powerfully binding cords that tether you to the past, preventing you from moving forward and allowing the lingering toxicity of past hurts to leach into and contaminate your present experiences and your future trajectory. Forgive, not for them, not to absolve them of their responsibility, but purely and wholeheartedly for yourself, for your own inner peace, for your own emotional and spiritual liberation. Embark on a journey of intentional forgiveness. Pray earnestly and sincerely for the strength to release the heavy burden of resentment, to unclench your fists of anger, and to open your heart to the possibility of healing. Ask God, your higher power, the divine source of all love and compassion, to gently and gradually fill the empty space left by resentment with profound peace, with understanding that transcends human limitations, and with a deep sense of inner serenity that no external circumstance can ever steal away. Forgiveness is not a single act. It is a process, a journey of the heart, requiring patience, self-compassion, and unwavering faith in your own capacity for healing and growth. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack filled with rocks. Each rock represents a grudge, a hurt, a resentment. The longer you carry that backpack, the more exhausted you become. Forgiveness is like taking those rocks out of the backpack, one by one, until you are finally free from the burden. It doesn't mean the rocks weren't heavy, or that it wasn't difficult to carry them. It simply means you've chosen to put them down and walk freely. Step 4. Discover your purpose in your pain. This is the transformative step where you consciously begin to alchemize your past hurts, to transmute your experiences, even the most agonizing and seemingly senseless ones, into something profoundly meaningful, deeply purposeful, and powerfully impactful. Believe with unwavering faith and absolute certainty that your experiences, every single challenge, every moment of pain, every tear shed, are not wasted, are not meaningless occurrences in the grand tapestry of your life. God, in His infinite wisdom and boundless love, does not waste pain. He doesn't allow suffering to exist without the potential for profound transformation and ultimate good. He actively and intentionally transforms it, like a master craftsman meticulously shaping raw materials into a work of exquisite art. Your challenging journey through toxicity, the trials you have faced, the battles you have fought, has gifted you with a unique and invaluable understanding of human suffering, a depth of empathy that resonates with the pain of others, and a powerful, hard-won perspective on life that is desperately needed in a world often shrouded in darkness and misunderstanding. Now, with conscious intention and compassionate awareness, ask yourself the pivotal question: how can I intentionally and purposefully use what I've been through, the lessons I've learned, the wisdom I've gained through pain, to help others who are currently walking a similar, challenging path? Perhaps your purpose lies in sharing your own authentic story, vulnerably and courageously, offering solace and hope to those who feel isolated and alone in their struggles. Perhaps it's through becoming a source of unwavering support for others, navigating toxic relationships, offering practical guidance and empathetic understanding. Perhaps you are meant to become a beacon of hope, a living testament to the possibility of healing and transformation, illuminating the path forward for those who feel lost in the shadows of their own pain. Your pain, your past wounds, your challenging experiences are not your prison, not a life sentence of suffering. They are, in fact, the raw, unrefined material, the very essence of your unique life story, waiting to be consciously and intentionally molded, shaped and transformed into the foundation of your divine purpose, your legacy of love, and your contribution to a world desperately yearning for healing, compassion, and hope. Think of a doctor who has experienced a serious illness themselves. They often have a deeper understanding of their patient's suffering and a greater capacity for empathy. Your experiences with toxicity have given you a similar gift, allowing you to connect with others on a deeper level and offer them the support and understanding they need. Step 5. Embrace detachment with love. This step, while perhaps the most conceptually challenging and emotionally demanding of all, is absolutely essential for your long-term emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being. It is the key to establishing sustainable peace, cultivating healthy relationships, and ensuring that you are able to live a life of joy, purpose, and authentic fulfillment, irrespective of the choices and behaviors of others. Detachment in this context does not, and emphatically should not, mean cutting off your family members entirely, severing all ties, and abandoning them to their own struggles, unless, and only unless, such drastic measures are absolutely and unequivocally necessary for your own immediate physical and emotional safety, for your own fundamental peace of mind, and for the preservation of your own sanity. Detachment, in its truest and most spiritually aligned form, means learning to love them, to care for them, to hold them in your heart with compassion and understanding, but from a healthy, emotionally protected, and energetically balanced distance. It means consciously and intentionally setting firm, clear, and non-negotiable boundaries, protecting your precious energy field from being drained by negativity, and steadfastly refusing to engage in the same old, destructive, and ultimately toxic cycles of interaction that have caused you pain in the past. You can, and indeed should, continue to love them, to pray for their well-being and spiritual growth, to hold them in the light of your compassion, but you are absolutely not obligated, nor is it spiritually healthy, to perpetually sacrifice your own well-being, your own peace of mind, or your own life purpose on the altar of their unresolved issues, their unhealthy patterns, or their potentially damaging choices. Prioritize your own self-care, your own emotional health, your own spiritual growth above all else. Consciously and intentionally create a life for yourself that is abundantly filled with genuine peace, overflowing with authentic joy, and deeply rooted in your divine purpose, regardless of their choices, irrespective of their actions, and independent of their ability or willingness to change. Embrace detachment with love as an act of profound self-respect, as a demonstration of your unwavering commitment to your own well-being, and as a powerful step towards creating a life that is truly aligned with your highest good, your deepest values, and your divine destiny. Imagine holding a bird in your hand. If you hold it too tightly, you will crush it. If you hold it too loosely, it will fly away. Detachment with love is like holding the bird gently, allowing it to be free while still offering it your care and protection. You are not responsible for your family members' choices or their happiness. You can love them without allowing their negativity to affect you. Chosen one, beloved soul, you have traversed landscapes of fire, navigated treacherous emotional terrains, and weathered storms that threaten to shatter your very foundations. You've endured challenges, faced adversities, and overcome obstacles that would have broken the spirit of many, leaving them lost in despair and consumed by hopelessness. And yet, against all odds, against the weight of your past, against the whispers of doubt, you are still here. You are not only surviving, you are thriving, growing, and evolving in ways you may not even fully comprehend yet. That is not a testament to weakness, to mere resilience or passive endurance. That is a profound and undeniable declaration of extraordinary inner strength, a testament to the unwavering power of your spirit and a reflection of the divine fortitude that resides deep within your soul. You are immeasurably stronger than you currently give yourself credit for, more resilient than you have ever dared to believe, and more divinely supported than you can possibly imagine. But listen closely, open your heart to receive, for here is the ultimate revelation, the pivotal understanding, the transformative key that once truly grasped and integrated changes absolutely everything. God is not punishing you through your toxic family dynamics, not using them as instruments of divine retribution, not inflicting suffering upon you as a form of karmic payback. Quite the opposite, in fact. He is actively and intentionally multiplying your inherent power, exponentially expanding your capacity for compassion, and divinely amplifying your unique purpose in this world, precisely because of, not in spite of, the very challenges you have faced, the very hardships you have endured, and the very wounds you have carried. He is skillfully and lovingly using the intense pressures, the fiery trials, and the seemingly insurmountable obstacles you have encountered to meticulously refine you, to forge within you an unshakable inner strength, to equip you with a profound depth of wisdom, and to prepare you with unwavering precision and divine purpose for a destiny, a calling, a life of impact and meaning that is far grander, far more expansive, and far more glorious than you can possibly conceive of right now. Standing in the midst of your current circumstances, the toxicity you have experienced, the pain you have endured, the struggles you have overcome, these are not indicators of your inherent worthlessness, not markers of a predetermined fate of suffering, not roadblocks on your path to happiness and fulfillment. Instead, they are, in the grand tapestry of your life's journey, the essential catalyst for your divine purpose to fully unfold, the necessary ingredients in the alchemical process of your soul's evolution, the very foundation upon which your most profound contributions to the world will be built. Your journey, with all its twists and turns, its moments of darkness and glimpses of light, has not been in vain, not a random series of unfortunate events, not a cosmic mistake or a divine oversight. It has been, from the very beginning, meticulously orchestrated, divinely guided, and purposefully designed preparation. Preparation for a life of extraordinary impact, a life overflowing with profound meaning, a life where you not only triumphantly overcome your own challenging circumstances, but also, and even more importantly, use the hard-won wisdom, the deep empathy, and the unwavering strength you have gained to lift others who are still struggling, to guide those who are still lost, and to illuminate the path forward for those who are desperately seeking hope, healing, and transformation in their own lives. You are not just a survivor, you are a thriver, a beacon of light, a living testament to the transformative power of faith, resilience, and the unwavering love of the divine. Embrace your journey, honor your pain, and step boldly into the radiant future that awaits you, knowing with absolute certainty that you are more than your circumstances, and that your divine purpose is unfolding perfectly even now. Tonight, before you drift off to sleep, before you surrender to the peace of slumber, take a few moments of quiet reflection, connect with the stillness within your heart, and say this powerful prayer, speaking it with heartfelt sincerity and unwavering faith. Father God, divine source of all love and light, I consciously and intentionally release the limiting victim narrative that has held me captive for far too long. I gratefully embrace the extraordinary strength, the unwavering resilience, and the profound wisdom that you have meticulously forged within me through the fires of my experiences. I boldly step into my divine purpose, trusting with every fiber of my being that you are actively and intentionally using all things, even the painful and challenging ones, for my ultimate good, for my highest growth, and for the fulfillment of my soul's unique destiny. I surrender all doubt, all fear, and all limitations to your infinite love and boundless wisdom. I trust completely and unequivocally that my breakthrough, the manifestation of my deepest desires and my highest potential, is already on its way, divinely orchestrated, perfectly timed, and gracefully unfolding in ways I may not yet fully comprehend. I open my heart wide, with joyful anticipation and unwavering faith, ready to receive it with an open heart, a grateful spirit, and a deep sense of unwavering trust. Amen. Now, beloved, before you navigate away from this sacred space, before you move on with your day, please don't leave without actively participating in this powerful movement of collective faith. Take a moment to comment below with one specific thing, one heartfelt desire, one pressing need for which you are seeking prayerful support and divine intervention. Share your burden, voice your hope, and allow the collective energy of this community to lift you up in prayer. And then, in the spirit of reciprocal blessing and shared faith, take another moment to thoughtfully and compassionately reply to someone else's comment, offering words of genuine encouragement, heartfelt support, and unwavering faith. The power of collective faith is not merely a concept or a wishful thought. It is a tangible, energetic reality, a dynamic force that amplifies intentions, strengthens prayers, and facilitates miracles when we consciously and intentionally come together in unity and shared belief. Let's actively build this chain of divine miracles right here, right now, in this very moment, by lifting each other up in prayer, supporting each other with compassion, and believing together in the boundless power of divine love and grace. If this message has resonated deeply within your spirit, if these words have sparked even the faintest flicker of hope in your heart, if this video has offered you a renewed sense of strength, purpose, or divine connection, please, I implore, you do not keep this transformative message solely to yourself. Recognize that someone you know, someone in your circle of influence, someone in your community desperately needs to hear these words of encouragement, these reminders of their inherent strength, these affirmations of their divine purpose today. Share this video with them, send it directly to a friend who is struggling, post it on your social media platforms. Amplify this message of hope and profound transformation to reach as many hearts and souls as possible. Let's collectively spread this wave of positivity, this current of divine inspiration across the globe, touching lives and igniting sparks of hope wherever it is needed most. And for your own continued spiritual nourishment and ongoing guidance, please subscribe to this channel, ensuring that you remain connected to this source of divine wisdom, this community of faith, and this wellspring of inspiration. Because this transformative journey you are on is just beginning, unfolding with each breath, evolving with every step, and I promise you, with unwavering certainty and divine assurance, there is so much more beauty, so much more abundance, so much more joy, and so much more purpose divinely ordained and waiting ahead for you. Your breakthrough is not just a distant possibility, a hopeful dream, or a fleeting wish. It is an inevitable reality, a divinely guaranteed promise, a certainty that is already in motion, already manifesting in the unseen realms and poised to break forth into your tangible experience. Step boldly and confidently into your power. Claim your divine birthright, embrace your unique purpose, and remember always and in all ways that you are infinitely more than your circumstances, immeasurably stronger than your challenges, and eternally loved by a God who is with you always, guiding you, supporting you, and empowering you every step of the way.